Brain regions. So the brain itself is made from several regions. First of all, it's got two sides. It's got left and right side. We're looking at the left side medial view of the brain. Medial view means it's from the inside. So this is the midline of the brain. This is the front. This is the back. So anterior, posterior, superior, inferior. This is the spinal cord. This is where the eyes will be. This is the back of the head. You can see it's curved like this. So we're looking at the left side of the brain from the medial view, from the inside of the midline. There are four main parts of the brain. The first part is called cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain with these convolutions, the gyri and the sulci. It comprises the superior portion of the brain. All of the rest of the brain parts are below it. The next part of the brain is called cerebellum. Cerebellum is this right here. Cerebellum means the little brain, so it's the little brain under the big brain. So cerebrum, cerebellum. Cerebellum is in the back of the brain under the cerebrum. So it's going to be inferior to the cerebrum and posterior in the brain. The next part is called the brainstem, and it's made out of these three parts. Brainstem is the portion continuous with a spinal cord. This is the spinal cord. It's going to become the brainstem as it enters the brain. The first part of the brainstem is medulla oblongata. This is spinal cord. Medulla oblongata is the region that connects the brain to the spinal cord. It's located anterior to the cerebellum. The next part is the pons. The pons is located superior to the medulla oblongata and anterior to the cerebellum. And the third part of the brainstem is midbrain. Midbrain is located superior to the pons and anterior to the cerebellum. Midbrain. So the brainstem is made out of three parts: the medulla oblongata, the pons, and the midbrain. So highlighted in orange in each of these pictures. And the last part of the brain, the fourth part of the brain, is the diencephalon. The word cephalon means head, like cephalic. So di means kind of like in between, inside. So it's like inside the head. It's like deep inside the brain is diencephalon, highlighted here in these three colors. And diencephalon is superior to the brainstem and inferior to the cerebellum. This is diencephalon. It's made out of three parts. The first part of the diencephalon is this round area in the middle, is called thalamus. Thalamus is superior to the midbrain. Midbrain, thalamus. The next part is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is this part right here in pink. It is located inferior to thalamus and anterior to midbrain, right here. Hypothalamus provides the connections of the brain to the eyes. And the last part of diencephalon is epithalamus. Epithalamus is the part that is posterior and superior to thalamus. Epithalamus means above thalamus, so it's kind of like above the thalamus. And hypothalamus means below the thalamus. It's the part below, lower than the thalamus. So here's a review of all of these brain parts. We have cerebrum, the top portion, the largest. Cerebellum, the posterior inferior portion of the brain. The diencephalon, the central portion of the brain, below the cerebrum, above the brainstem. And the brainstem, made out of medulla oblongata, pons, and the midbrain. First, we study the cerebrum. And here's a little review of all of these brain parts in a slightly different view. So inside of the cranium, spinal cord is connected to the brainstem. Brainstem is connected to the diencephalon. Diencephalon is going to be below the cerebrum, and cerebellum in the back.